Here's the pardon of Dr. Fauci. It starts in 2014. You can see here it was signed by Joe Biden's auto pen, not Joe Biden's actual signature. So is the pardon actually something that would withstand a court system or actual legal rigor? I'm not sure, but here's what I know about the year 2014. That's during the Obama presidency. That's the exact year when Barack Obama said that you will not be doing gain-of-function research here in America. Up until that point, Dr. Fauci was being paid an enormous sum of money through the Patriot Act and the CIA in order to conduct bioweapons research in America. Dr. Fauci in 2014 moved all that offshore. And so that's why the pardon goes to 2014. Because they knew that that was the moment that Dr. Fauci started doing the bioweapons experiments in Ukraine and in China and in various different other nations around the world. Tulsi Gabbard proved this in her last act as ODNI director. She said never before seen documents expose the truth about Fauci directing millions of U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund dangerous gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab. The intelligence community suppressed the truth about these actions. You know that Dr. Fauci had this thing cooking because Dr. Fauci said he was going to release the COVID virus on the Trump administration. If you know where to look, and if you're smart enough to be paying attention, which is what this channel does, you'll know about this clip. Dr. Fauci, at this point, and a totally and completely obscure bureaucrat,
there is no
giving a pointless speech, some dusty room with probably 20 people there, and some Georgetown lunch where nobody's even listening to him. But Dr. Fauci told you the plan. This is the day before Trump was sworn into office in 2017.
Is that there is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak. And
it was so, like, in what world Dr. Fauci's been working inside of the federal government's health system since Jimmy Carter. He started at Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter. So he didn't say this during Gerald Ford or Jimmy Carter or Reagan 1 or Reagan 2 or Bush or Clinton 1 or Clinton 2. He didn't say it during Bush 1 or Bush 2. He didn't say it during Obama 1 or Obama 2. He only said it that there would be a surprise outbreak during and right when President Trump is about to be sworn into office. Why is that? Because as we found out this week, Dr. Fauci created the virus and they have all the documentation to back that up. But you might say, oh, look, here's the pardon of Dr. Fauci from Joe Biden. Maybe the signature isn't his, maybe not. You could argue that, but you can still say that the dates work out in his favor right here, because it says that any offenses against the United States that he may have committed or taken part of for the period of January 1st, 2014 to the date of the pardon, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Tulsi Gabbard has come in over the top and said, why didn't you create a path to prosecute him? You waited. Why? He lied to Congress in 2024. There is a path, says Tulsi Gabbard, mentioning potentially this testimony from Dr. Fauci, where Dr. Fauci is openly lying to Congress and Rand Paul.
That if you look at those viruses, and that's judged by qualified virologists and evolutionary biologists, those viruses are molecularly impossible.
You ever seen them shake like that?
They are. No one's saying those viruses caused the pandemic. We're saying they are gain-of-function viruses because they were animal viruses that became more transmissible in human, and you funded it.
And you
admit the truth.
And you implying...
Senator Paul, your time has expired, and I will allow witnesses who come...
You ever seen Dr. Fauci shake like that? You've seen Dr. Fauci do 100,000 media hits. He never shakes like that. Although he ain't doing any media hits anymore. Isn't that interesting? Dr. Fauci just vanished. Why would that be? Because the PR flacks that he works with are telling him to shut up and stay out of the spotlight because they know that he's guilty. That's why he would get a pardon. That's why he got this pardon. And Tulsi is saying that he lied to Congress in 2004. There is a path. This would be Fauci lied to Congress in 2021. 2021 statute of limitations has run out for only the first of the 3 felony cases. So what she's saying is the statute of limitations. So Dr. Fauci could get the charges thrown out of court immediately by saying, hey, there's a 5-year statute of limitations to lying to Congress, which there is. Lying to Congress is something very serious, punishable by huge fines, $250,000 fine, 5 years in prison if you lie to Congress. So don't lie to Congress. And Dr. Fauci lied to Congress just 2 years ago, says Tulsi Gabbard. So you're well within the statute of limitations to charge him. So that means that the trial would move forward. Then Dr. Fauci would need to argue his pardon. And then that would add the question of, is this a real pardon? First, you have to bring the charges. First, you should be charging Dr. Fauci. They've already charged and impaneled grand juries against a number of Dr. Fauci's senior lieutenants. How is this not the leading news story everywhere on earth? Tulsi Gabbard. I love this era of Tulsi clapbacking. Seeing who is choosing not to report on it tells the story. Well, yeah, because the corporate media were complicit in all of this. Thank Tulsi Gabbard for releasing the truth about Dr. Fauci, China, and the COVID virus. Well, I was the ambassador to Iceland. I called out the fake news and disinformation. I was criticized for telling the truth. Truth will always prevail. What does Tulsi say to this? Always. And she says, Fauci was funding the lab and then lying under oath shows exactly why trust in these agencies have hit rock bottoms. Heads should roll. One of many examples, says Tulsi, sadly. And thank you, Tulsi, says RFK, among the most consequential crimes in human history. This aged incredibly well, I said yesterday. My pronouns are prosecute Fauci. Elon Musk sending the world's biggest banger here in 2022, 213,000 reposts, 1.1 million likes, 91,000 comments, yet Republicans have done nothing to prosecute Fauci. Elon Musk gave me a salute yesterday, so thank you, Elon. Hail Caesar, right? Yeah. Fauci committed so many evil crimes. Here we go. Newly declassified email shows that Anthony Fauci coordinated with the intelligence community regarding COVID-19 despite repeatedly denying doing so under oath. Here we go. Dr. Fauci did go into the scurry his little rat behind into the CIA on a regular basis. Dr. Fauci did pay off the members of the CIA team that were going to determine with certitude that COVID-19 escaped from a lab. And they would know this because they funded it. Again, Dr. Fauci's funding comes through the CIA, through the Patriot Act, to do bioweapons research. And Barack Obama stopped it. Barack Obama's not a good dude, but they're not broke clock is right twice a day. This was a good decision. Barack Obama knew this was probably a decision made by Barack Obama because he realized that the deep state were using this operation to control him and the presidency. Hey, we'll just release a giant virus on you. Well, I'll shut down all the virus labs. So they moved it off. Site. Dr. Fauci is one of the most evil mass murderers in human history. He should be mentioned with Hitler and Stalin. 3 major broadcast networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS, have yet to report on DNI Tulsi Gabbard's recent declassification regarding Anthony Fauci. The whole based CBS thing isn't working out for us. Here on her final days as DNI, Tulsi Gabbard drops the Fauci file. He funded risky gain-of-function research in Wuhan. He lied to Congress about it, and he actively buried the lab leak truth. Zero coverage. The Gabbard file. I just saw the video online. It's from a 2016 Academy of Medicine meeting where Daszak talks about his colleagues in China manipulating the spike protein coronavirus that makes it more virulent. That's exactly what they did. Peter Daszak is the guy who ran EcoHealth Alliance. He needs to be charged. He needs to be criminally charged as well. I sent a criminal referral to Fauci twice before the Biden DOJ, and then the Trump DOJ. I continue to advocate for challenging his pardon. That's right. Senator Rand Paul has been a warrior on all of this and done really well, really, really great job. Senator Paul on our program explaining how Dr. Fauci could be charged. We found evidence that he destroyed federal records and directed and destroyed federal records. These are separate crimes. Fauci made the largest error in modern medicine and public health policy ever. Such a profound mistake and dangerous research in Wuhan without adequate safety that led to the death of 18 million people. We're going to see if he voluntarily comes in to testify. If he doesn't, we need to subpoena him. We need to charge him. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to bring Fauci in. We have plenty of people on the record saying this. Plenty of people on the record saying it. Mike Lee. Anthony Fauci inflicted immeasurable harm on the American people, all while misleading Congress about gain-of-function research, directing taxpayer dollars to risky coronavirus experiments. History will revile him. They should revile him while he's sitting in prison. Don't care if he's 85. Don't care. Don't care. Send a message. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message.